Okay, today we are covering the anatomy, the internal anatomy of a clam. It is very helpful when we're talking about anatomy of anything that we understand the orientation of what we're looking at. So I can see right off the umbo of the shell, and the umbo is found on the dorsal side. So this is dorsal, this here is ventral, and then we have anterior and posterior. Anterior and posterior are not easy to tell when you're looking externally without opening it up at all, but you definitely can see once the clam has been pried apart and parts have been removed. So this model is a representation of the dissection. So half of the clam shell has been removed, the mantle's been removed, some of the gills, and things have been cut into. So that's the view we have now. This view is very much like the view on page 166 in your lab book, if you want to follow along with that. Okay, so this tan structure here that's touching the shell's white, and this tan structure on top, this is the mantle, and this is what secretes the shell and protects then all the internal organs. The mantle forms these little pockets, and so we have the in-current siphon here and the ex-current siphon up here. The in-current siphon, so the mantle forms a little cup, right? And so water and hopefully food are going to travel through the in-current siphon, and the food is going to get trapped in the mucus on the gills. That mucus is flowing in this direction, and these labial palps, shown here in brown, dark brown, help that food move towards this opening here, which is the mouth. Okay? Before we move into the digestive system, I want to point out right here that this structure here is the foot, and that's used, of course, in locomotion and moving the clam around. Inside the foot, so the foot's been cut open, this has all been cut away so we can see inside the foot. Let's keep following the digestive system. So food's going to enter through the mouth. It's going to come through and enter then into the stomach. Surrounding the stomach, the tissue surrounding the stomach, what they're representing here with pink, is called the digestive gland. In an actual dissection, the digestive gland is typically kind of a greenish color. Okay, and so from the stomach, it's going to pass through the intestine. We see the intestine is this brown squiggle that's going all the way around here, and it's moving through this yellow stuff inside the foot. That's the gonad. Okay, this yellow structure here is gonad. So the intestine is wiggling through the gonad, and then it comes up here and it passes through the heart, part of the circulatory system. On its way out, it continues through, so it's a very odd anatomy that the intestine passes through the heart, but they don't intermix. And then the waste material is still moving out the intestine now, and it's going to leave out the anus, which is the opening here, and leave with the water through the excurrent siphon right here. So water is circulating through the animal, coming in the incurrent siphon, bringing food, swishing around, and then leaving out the excurrent siphon, removing any waste. Let's see, the only other structures that we have to know. We do have to know the muscles here on each end if we're talking about the posterior and anterior abductor muscles. But we don't have to go any more detail than that. There are different kinds, but that's good enough. Let's see, gills, mantle, hinge is this part here on the shell where the hinge is, and that is the kidney. The kidney isn't perfect on this model. The kidney is represented right here as it's draining this area, and then this is the kidney. I like the diagram a little bit better than this particular model. And stomach, mouth, intestine, anus, that's everything. Okay, so now you know the anatomy, the internal anatomy of a clam. And what are you eating when you're eating clams? You're eating everything. You don't clean any of this out, you're eating all of it. So, bon appetit.